Alright, so in the background, I got the song Award Tour by a tribe called Quest, and I'm going to talk about the film The Cove, which is a documentary from 2009, PG-13, an hour and a half long. 95 for critics and Rotten Tomatoes, 94 with the audience, and the critic consensus being, though decidedly one-sided, The Cove is an impeccably crafted, suspenseful expose of the covert slaughter of dolphins in Japan. So the premise in Taiji, I think that's how you pronounce it, Taiji, Japan, local fishermen hide a gruesome secret. The capture and slaughter of dolphins, activist Rick O'Berry, who trained dolphins for the Flipper TV series, joins forces with filmmaker Louis Fijoyos and the Ocean Preservation Society to expose the brutal practice, risking life and limb in the process. Um, yeah, I like this review from Christine Champ. Describes that The Cove does what every great documentary with a cause should do. It educates, entertains, and inspires audience members to take action. Yeah, and I don't really remember this film getting a lot of sort of pushback when it came out from the U.S. at least, because I mean it is definitely not like a pro-vegan film, but like it is, yeah, like the critic consensus says, very one-sided when it comes to like the the immorality of slaughtering dolphins in this cove for food. So it's a really specific film that just focuses, yeah, on this cove in Japan where dolphins are what do you call it? Attracted to because yeah, fishermen, yeah, like put them there and then they slaughter them. But yeah, like that critics I mentioned earlier, it's like an action film in some ways because it does document how the filmmakers are trying to almost like in spy film like sneak into this industry in Japan, record it, and then show it to the world. And obviously they succeeded because we have this documentary and everyone knows about it. But it's a really well made documentary, which like for me personally, I think about mainstream stuff that we all kind of accept. Like for example, like maybe eating seafood, and some people might say, "Oh, well, like going against that is very like bad for society or one-sided. At the least, like very one-sided. Like that's what I'm trying to say here. And like it doesn't really matter whether it works or not because for the most part, everyone's probably gonna eat like seafood like anyway. Until the oceans are dead or what is it um like all the fish are gone, but it's a good film that at least educates a little bit on like yeah the background of where some food comes from, and hopefully in a way like humanize like animals, because hot take here, humans are animals too. Okay, so that's The Cove. Definitely recommend it. It won, yeah, Academy Award for Best Documentary Film in 2010. Um, yeah, and it's got a really like political charge to it, especially at the end. Well, yeah, mainly at the end when you see how the abuse of these dolphins are like broadcasted to the world. So like I said, it's got that sort of plot like spy element to it. Even though it is a documentary, it's a real it's a real chain of events that actually happened. So of course it has controversy. The portrayal of Japanese people. So again, like not again, but I just want to say like this is not a reflection of Japanese people as a whole. I mean, like they do eat food, but it's just like this documentary just exposes this specific practice in this specific cove in like this place, which happens to be Japan. So I am definitely like not at all criticizing like Japanese people. Oh, there are some inaccuracies with the film, and there are response documentaries. Oh, Behind the Cove is a documentary that presents the side of the fishermen who killed the dolphins. Interesting, I did not know that. Um, Yeah, and there another follow-up documentary. Yeah, from this one, from filmmaker Sasaki, uh, titled "A Whale of a Tale," examining the legacy of the Cove documentary, examines the cultural divide between Western activists who have continued to travel to Japan to protest the Taiji dolphin dive hunt for many years after the film's release and the local population. It argues that dolphin meat consumption in Japan was already in decline, and the Cove and subsequent Western activism has been poorly received by the local population and used by Japanese nationalists to garner support to continue the practice. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's really good to think about. Yeah, like, so there is some, okay, there was some pushback with this film. I stand corrected. But it's good to, yeah, like just know about. Interesting. Yeah. So even though, yeah, obviously I would say it's an admirable attempt to showcase like a cause. Of course, there will be repercussions as, most injustices brought to light usually attract. So this is the Cove 2009 documentary. I recommend it if any of that sounded interesting to y'all. So until then, take it easy and peace.